Remember when you were a kid, you just could hear the voice of God, you know? You were told things, maybe it was in Sunday school, maybe it was from your parents. And when you're a kid, you just believe it. You just accept it. Jesus would say, you got to have faith like a child. It's this unbelievable trust and faith. And it is at its height, oftentimes, when we are children. Just this trust in who Jesus is. You would sing songs like, Jesus loves me, and you'd sing it from the top of your lungs. You didn't care if you couldn't hit a note to save your life. You believed it, and you sang it from your heart. That's what happens when we're kids. But something begins to change. And maybe you remember the moment that it happened. Maybe it was when you first got into school, kindergarten, or first grade. But something happened. It's called comparison. Maybe for the first time, you noticed that there was differences between you and somebody else. Yeah, you still believed the words of Jesus. You still had faith in the words of Jesus. You still trusted him. But suddenly there was comparison. What do I mean by comparison? Well, suddenly you noticed the kid that was taller. Some other kid was maybe better looking. Some other kid was more popular, more athletic, had more friends. Maybe some other kid had more money. Their parents drove a nicer car. Maybe they had two parents. They seemed to love them differently, say different things to them than what was said to you. Comparison. We start to notice differences. We start to ask questions that don't have answers, that we don't find the answers to for our entire lives. Like, why? Why is this kid this way? Why does this kid have that? Why does this kid have that experience and I don't? And I wish I could say that that's as far as it goes, but we both know that's not true. Maybe it's middle school, maybe it's junior high, maybe it's high school, but suddenly culture begins to play a part in this. It's just this constant pounding. Suddenly culture's trying to tell you what to think, why to think, what's acceptable, what's in style, what to do, what not to do, And then all of a sudden the comparison game of your peers begins to play into all this too. All of a sudden your friends and culture are working all in your head, all in your heart, all in your mind, hitting you from both sides. Sure, you still believe in Jesus, but suddenly there is so much competition for his voice. And I don't know when it happens, but suddenly it starts to hit us. Man, culture, what my friends are telling me, sounds really good, It sounds real good, Yeah, we love Jesus. We want to hear his voice because he didn't stop talking, but we don't need to listen, Maybe we start doing things where we only go to Jesus when, we're in trouble, Jesus, please help me, right? Jesus, I think I'm going to be grounded, right? Jesus, please help me get out of this jam that I'm in. Whatever it is, please help me, Jesus. But otherwise, man, culture, people around us, our peers, seems right. Here's what you got to know. Satan has a strategy in your life. That strategy is, can't get you bad, just get you busy. You know, this season of life, maybe things get off track. You don't know when you drifted or how you drifted. It's not always some catastrophic situation or some other kind of evil intent. You know, it just became busy. And you don't know when, you don't know where, how. Was it when you got married? Was it when you graduated from college, had your first job? But the beat suddenly starts to change. It's not fun and games anymore, you know? All of a sudden, the tempo just starts to change. See, Satan he can't get you bad if he can just get you busy. You just start to push the tempo of your life, the chaos of your life, you know? You gotta pay the bills, you gotta go pick the kids up from school, you gotta get them to practice, you know? A lot of pressure to make ends meet, you know? Got to make sure we're taking care of the family, make sure we're all healthy, you know. A couple of arguments, 2 more arguments, got to pick up the kids, more stress, more pressure. Got to graduate, got to get a good job, you know, got to get that promotion. You know, got to make sure everybody's healthy, everybody's good, you know. Got to make sure we have more money, got to make sure we can take care of everybody, got to take care of everybody, you know. Stop! Sometimes you just have to stop. Stop. The lie is that it can't stop, but it can. Sometimes we just have to stop and remember. Remember that voice you used to hear so clear as a kid, that trust you had as a kid, faith that you had as a child, that God would be there. You know, when Jesus was on the cross, what he took was all of the mistakes, all of the guilt, all of the shame, every way that we got off track for whatever reason, the times when we just stopped listening, went a different direction, full-on rebellion, or just busyness. There was a wrath of God carried out in a certain moment, and it was quenched on the cross by his son, Jesus. Jesus became all of our mistakes, all of our failures, all of our brokenness. All of that no longer defines us. It was all taken from us and put on Jesus so that we are his sons and his daughters, that we get to be his children for the rest of our lives and into eternity. In that moment, when all was taken from our shoulders and placed on his and set us free, was when he said, "It is finished."